I am Marie Brown, and this is my channel, Minds in Motion. If you're new to the channel, I talk about personal finances, investing, and how to become the best version of yourself. Today, I just want to share with you guys my personal experience of what is going on in regards to this pandemic, what is going on in regards to my personal life and how my family is dealing with things, as well as a little advice that I hope that I can lend others in order to help them get through these uncertain times. For some people, it could be fearful. For others, it could be stressful. And for many, you just don't know what's going to happen day by day. Personally, I live in the state of Florida. I work in telesales and I've been in management and training for over 10 years. My spouse works in the hospitality industry and he works for a huge hotel chain. And currently we only have one child staying at home, which is a 8-year-old, our daughter. So we have a somewhat small family. Prior to this situation, we had, good incomes coming into the house. And for the last few years, we've been doing well when it comes to spending less, budgeting, managing our money, and investing in things that we all want to do in order to reach financial independence. For those of you who are not really familiar with what I mean by financial independence, it just means that you do not depend on anyone else financially. Financially, you are completely able to take care of yourself. But our goal is to reach financial freedom. And my definition of financial freedom is to not have to worry about anything financially, not have to worry about how you're going to pay your bills, not having to worry about if you want to live a life of contribution, if you want to give to others, if you want to take lavish vacation, things of that nature. Not to say that I want to go out and spend a lot of money, but just knowing that financially you don't have to worry about anything is what financial freedom means to me. Well, getting back to what is going on with my family personally during this pandemic is yesterday my spouse found out that he wouldn't be working for the next 3 weeks. Now, thankfully, it is not a big issue for my family because, as I said, I have a job where I'm able to handle things financially, and we have our expenses where they don't exceed either my income nor my spouse's income. We currently don't have any debt except for a car payment, and our bills are very minimal. Our rent, our utilities, things of that nature, they're very minimum because, as I said before, we've been, living a lifestyle so that we can reach financial freedom. But for some people, this may not be the case. I know here in the state of Florida, schools are shut down right now to August 15th. Stores are closing early. So many people just across the U.S. are not working. They don't have child care. So things may look different for others. But for those of you who are still capable of going to work, or for those of you who do have a good amount of money in an emergency fund, I just want to talk about a few things that you can do in order to help those funds last and to get your family through these times just a little bit more comfortably. The first thing that I would suggest and that my family is doing is scale back on spending. Do not spend any money that you don't need to spend. Only spend when necessary on necessary things. The next thing that I would say is use debit cards rather than credit cards. unless you know that you're going to have the funds to cover those credit card payments, and maybe you're getting cash back rewards or other incentives for using those credit cards. Right now is the time that you want to stick to using debit cards or cash so that you know exactly how much money you're spending. And right now is definitely not a time to be creating debt. You want to, again, eliminate any unnecessary debt, eliminate any unnecessary spending, and stick to using debit cards or cash currently. If you are still working, you want to start funding your emergency accounts. If you already have a nice nest egg set up, that's awesome. But we don't know how long this situation is going to last. So it's not going to hurt you to go ahead and build that nest egg even bigger. And for those of you who may not were, super savers in the past, this is an excellent time to start if you're still working. This is an excellent time for you to start cutting back, cutting down the expenses that you don't need, and start to save some money. If you haven't yet, I would suggest that you open up a separate high yield savings account, maybe with an online bank such as Discover or Citibank, Capital One. Those accounts that are going to pay you some interest on your money right now while you're building your emergency fund. If you have an emergency fund, make sure that it's at least 3 to 6 months. But if you're capable, what I would suggest is that you have at least 1 year of expenses covered in your emergency. The last thing that I want to share with you guys is what to do with your money if you're investing. With the market being so volatile, we're experiencing a crash, a bear market, and a lot of people think that we may be going into a recession. So if you're still in the market, this is definitely not a time to be selling your positions, because you don't want to buy high and sell low. That's the number one no when it comes to investing. So we are all, as investors, in this for the long term. So one of the most important things that we can do right now, if we have some dry powder on the side, if we were prepared for something like this to happen and we had some money on the side that we've been waiting to invest when something like this occurred, we want to make sure that we start small and we diversify our investments. Again, we're investing for the long term. So we want to make sure that we have a fixed amount of money that we're going to be investing, either every week or every 2 weeks or every month, whatever it is that you choose. And we want to make sure that we understand that this is the time that we get to buy more units for less amount of money. We're getting more shares for our buck. So we get to dollar cost average down into our current positions, and those positions that we see as undervalued, we get to go ahead and start a position in new companies and dollar cost our way down into those as well. And then last but not least, we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of compound interest. As we all know, time in the market beats trying to time the market. So we just want to make sure that we earn interest on the interest that we receive by sticking to our disciplined investing plan. Again, I am Marie Brown. This is my channel, Minds in Motion, where we talk about personal finances, investing, and how to become the best version of ourselves. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you've already subscribed, then turn on that bell notification so YouTube lets you know when I make other videos like this. And please like the video and comment below, because it does help with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure that you guys all stay safe. Make sure that you keep a clear mind and just think about all those out there who are going through these tragic times with us. And let's just all be there for one another. Again, thank you guys so much. Have an amazing and a blessed day.